Hey folks, Guns Gear on target training out here in Oregon. Before we get started, if you enjoy our content, please like, share, subscribe, and above all, comment. Today's video, I'm going to talk about some different buckshot that we tested at the range. By far, my all-time favorite, and I've been using this for several years, and this is the federal law enforcement. This is the Maximum. Has 9 pellets, traveling not too fast at about 1355 feet per second. So we started shooting this. We then just used one round of this, which is a Winchester, again traveling at a similar speed, a little bit slower at 1325. We then tried some of the Winchester. This is the Winchester Ranger. It is a 8 pellet low recoil load, and that gave us some good results. We also shot some of the Hornady TAP ammo. This is very, very good. Unfortunately, I did not record this. This is moving at about 1370. So that first 5 that we tried are under that 1,400 feet per second mark. So from a recoil standpoint, there's really not a lot of, I mean, it's there, but it's not quite as hot as this one, which is the Hornady Critical Defense, 8 pellets, moving at 1,600 feet per second. So this one was pretty spicy to shoot. We also tried around with military buckshot. That was also moving fairly briskly. And then years ago, I bought, 5 boxes of this or something, and it was a great price. I don't remember what it was, but it was really, it's like 30 cents a round at the time when I bought it. And this moves pretty briskly too. It does not say, but I can tell you shooting it, it definitely was moving along at a fairly brisk pace. Snappy is what I'd say. All of our results that we'll show you here were shot off arrest at 15 yards. Now, some people might say, well, 15 yards, is that really practical? Well, frankly, for my defensive application, it is. One of the things that's important to note is with any shot shell that you use, you're spreading projectiles, and depending on the pattern of that wad, how that wad holds it together, and then the spread that it has, that's going to change how it performs at distance, because obviously 25, 30, 40 yards, right, you've got a really big spread. The hands down winner was the federal law enforcement, that Maximum load with 9 pellets, not traveling super fast, but in terms of keeping everything there, I was able to keep all the shots really across the, the spread of my hands. And so we started with that load and we ended with that load. So you'll see that in the video. I was shooting my Mossberg and, very durable, kind of practical self-defense shotgun. Although this ammo works great in my Beretta 1301T. It's really one of the most consistent rounds that I've used. And I think a lot of people will go out and they'll buy buckshot and they won't necessarily shoot it at different distances. And again, the assumption is, well, the shotgun, it's just going to spread. Depends. This keeps a really, really tight group. I mean, you shoot it at 10 yards, I mean, it's like the group is that big. I mean, it's really tight. And at 15 yards, again, it was across the size of my hand, right where we wanted it. To me, you need to train with the tools that you have for the specific mission you have. And you also need to know how your ammunition performs in the specific tool you're using. Because as we know, different shotguns are going to pattern differently depending on whether you have chokes in them or not. And as a result, knowing how that performs is really, really important. So please let us know your thoughts, particularly if there's types of buckshot that really work for you in the type of shotgun that you use. I'd love to hear about that. My personal preference is this. and then followed by the Hornady Critical Defense. So let us know your thoughts. Let's get to the actual shooting part of it right now. Hey folks, we're out here today at the range. We're going to do some testing of shot shells, buckshot, at 15 yards. Why 15 yards? Well, 15 yards I think is a reasonable personal protection, home defense type situation. And buckshot spreads, different types, brands, will spread at a different pattern. I'm going to start with by far my favorite. This is the Federal Premium Maximum Load, 9 pellets. All right, that works. This is our 9 pellet group at 15 yards. That's the wad down there, but that's our 9 pellet group. I'm going to tape this target. We're going to try another type of ammo. This is just Winchester. Same drill. So now you have a much broader pattern, which again at this distance would still be effective. However, at 25 yards, the question would be how many of these are actually going to stay on the center of the target, the center of the threat. What we're really looking for is everything in the A or C zone here. Okay, now we're going to use some Winchester. This is a low recoil version, 8 pellets. Definitely softer shooting. Okay, good group. I like that. The majority of the stuff is in. Remember, the first round that we shot with the Federal Flight Control wad had a group that was just in here. It's all taped up, but you remember that. Next one is Hornady Critical Defense. This thing's moving pretty briskly. 1,600 feet per second, 8 pellets. Same drill, this will be hot. Oh, that's a nice one. I like that group a lot. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wad, of course, went through there. So that critical defense stuff, pretty snappy as the load goes, but great results. Next one, military buck. That one's spicy. So again, military buck, you know, pretty good at 15 yards. We've got most of them in here. A couple are, you know, on the outer edges of the C zone here, Charlie zone. But again, that would work. Definitely would work. All right, last but not least, Suprema. So this is more of a generic, you know, with the value type pack. Buckshot, 9 pellets, double lot, same thing. Ooh, that's pretty smoking. That was pretty good, actually. Definitely adequate for what we'd want. Again, the tightest pattern so far has been the Federal Flight Control. I'm going to put one more round of the Flight Control right up at the head. So I'm going to try to aim right up in here. We'll get some out here, my guess, but basically right up in here. Okay, we're going back, of course, to my perennial favorite. In every shotgun I own, semi-automatic or pumps or whatever, the federal law enforcement, their premium buckshot with light control wad seems to be the best. Last shot. Right into the head. Oh, boy, that's good. And this is why I like that federal law enforcement load so very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wads up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right the palm of my hand at 15 yards versus the much wider spread we got. Now, some people may want these much wider spreads, but keep in mind you are responsible for every round you fired with buckshot. That's 8 or 9 pellets potentially. Number 4 is going to be even more. But if you went back to 25, would you be able to keep all your shots here, that additional 10 yards, or would it start leaving the target? And that's what we have to be very aware of when we're shooting a shotgun or any handgun or rifle or anything, but especially with a shotgun that has multiple pellets.